with you a card that I've been commissioned to do for a baby boy that is expected in a couple of weeks' time. And as you can see, there's a number of very colourful, pretty things in front of you, and I've basically gone through my bits and pieces, my papers, etc., and I've picked out different papers, paper packs, some stickers, an adhesive matte stack. We've got some colour coordinations, white colour core on there. We've got some Anna Griffin under here, baby boy collection. So we've got all sorts of different things, and what I've done is I have come up with a design. This is my design book. I think you've seen this a few times, and I basically put different ideas in here, and just going to this particular one. Oh, we get there in the end. Right, I've done a sketch, and it really is only a starting point, and this is going to be my outside of my card. Let me just bring this up. So I'm basically going to make it like a room. So on the outside of my 8x8 card, we're going to be having like the little door, etc. And then on the inside, because it'll open out, so it'll be 16 inches across, plus I'm going to have a little bit of depth in the middle, like about ½ an inch, so that any decoupage isn't going to get squashed or anything. So then we're going to have the inside of the door and various items, which I haven't yet absolutely identified. The first thing that I need to do is make my card base. And I've got some just some really nice A3 card. It doesn't need to be massively strong. It needs to be a nice weight, but not necessarily really heavy weight, because you need to bend it. But also we're going to be adding card and paper on top of that to make our wallpaper, etc. So it's going to build up strength. Okay, so I've cut 2 pieces of card from my A3 card, and I've cut it at 8 inches by 9.5. I did want to try and cut it all in one go, but that wasn't going to work because it wasn't quite long enough. So I think in a way actually this may make it a bit stronger anyway. So what we've got here is the first part. If we have a look at our diagram, we've got the first sheet, which is 8 inches here, and then we're going to score at the 8 inch, then 8.5, and then we leave an inch to go behind the second sheet so it adheres. And then we've got the second piece of 8.5 by 9, so that's 8 here. Obviously they're both 8 high, and then we've got ½ an inch to turn the corner here, and then an inch flap at the front. And the reason for that is so that when this closes on here, we've got a support on the front piece here, so it doesn't just flop down straight onto the card, but it sits upright and makes a nice little box shape at the back. We're going to score our piece of card, so we're going to pop that right into the corner here and score it at 8 inches, like so, and then at 8.5, like so, and then just fold along that edge, and then the next piece. And as you can see, that's going to give us our piece that's going to sit round the back here like so and stick. So that's going to stick on the back. And then we're going to score this piece, also at 8 inches. And the 8.5. Whoops. Then what we will have is this. So, oh, hold on a minute, that's the wrong way, there we go. So this piece will be stuck on the back, like so, and then this will give us our little flap at the front to stop our card from flopping forward. So that's the base card done. So essentially what we've got is an 8x8 card. So now we need to stick that together. I'm going to use some of this red tape because it's really strong. I'm going to do 2 rows, so it's really strong. And I want to line line this up here, down with this line just there. Stick that down like so. Okay, so I've chosen a piece of card from this Anna Griffin pack, which I'm not sure what it's called, actually what collection it is, but I know it's to do with her holiday and seaside collection. So it's a really, really pretty paper pack, and I've chosen this side here, which I think looks like a wallpaper. So because this is going to be obviously the outside of the baby's room, the door outside, like a hall or whatever, so I thought that would be really great. So I've stuck that down just using some tacky adhesive, and then we're just going to cut off the excess. I am going to put some on the back as well, not necessarily this design, but some card, just so that it hides that little flap and just gives it a bit of extra strength. So, and unfortunately, I hate this really, is that it's a two-sided paper, so you feel like you've wasted the other side, but that happens, I guess, whatever you're doing, unless you use it for a card, which I love doing. I love using two-sided paper for cards, because then you get that nice look on the inside as well. So there we go, that's the outside of our card, so our wallpaper done, and then I'm going to do something on the back, just to cover that over. So we've put the card on the back, and I've used this lovely hunky-dory silk art card in this lovely powder blue. I now want to add a piece of the stripy card to the front flap piece here, so it's on there. Or do I want to do it in the blue? Actually, I think I'll do it in the blue, because then if there's any patterning on the front here, it won't be a problem. And I also want to do the two spines also in the blue as well. So it's going to be a little bit more tricky. So we're going to do this piece first, I think, because we don't have to measure that, we just have to stick it down. So let's do that. Now I could obviously put it all the way across and then score it, but the silk art card can crack if you're not careful, so I don't think it's worth it. And also I think this has got a really nice bend in it now, so we're going to keep it as it is. You can, I mean, obviously if you score the silk art card it doesn't crack as much, but I think if it kept going back and forward like that, then if you're just asking for trouble really. Okay, so let's see, does this piece fit? Yeah. Okay, so that's our front. And now we just need to do our two spines. Okay, so what I did was I cut some little strips off the blue paper that was left and just pop those in there. So that was actually really nice and easy. So what we've got is a card that's really nicely sealed. And once that's got that little popper there, that will hold that in place, the little magnet that will hold that in place. So we've got all the outside covered now, so the next step I think is to start putting the door on the front and the skirting, etc. Alright.